Hello, this is part 2. It's necessary, baby. Part 2 of how to handle stimming. We're at the medication portion now. Yeah. This can be an effective way to manage ADHD symptoms in both children and adults. Medications for ADHD work to help a person control their behaviors by reducing hyperactivity, taming impulsivity, and improving the ability to focus, work, and learn. Your healthcare provider may suggest stimulant medications, non-stimulant medications, or a combination of both to manage stimming behaviors associated with ADHD. Did you know that? Therapy. Behavioral therapy may help teach a person to recognize and change unwanted, unhelpful, or undesirable behaviors of their own. Working with a mental health professional who is trained in behavioral therapy can also help a person learn the necessary skills to self-monitor and self-regulate without stimming. Cognitive behavioral therapy. CBT, of course. I have that. I attend. CBT goes a step further in helping a person develop self-awareness. The goal is to accept your own thoughts and feelings to improve focus and concentration. Family-based therapy can also help by offering parents or spouses a better understanding of why their loved one stims. A therapist can work with the family as a unit to ensure that existing strategies are not doing more harm than good, and that there's a plan in place that everyone not only understands but agrees to. Additional forms of therapy may also be helpful as part of the larger ADHD symptom management plan. Professionally moderated ADHD support groups may also be beneficial. Additional support. If you or a loved one needs help, extra help, managing stimming triggers and behaviors, it's crucial to speak up. For example, if stimming behaviors at school are disrupting other students or are resulting in poor academic progress, an individualized education plan, IEP, or a 504 plan could modify a child's workload or environment to their benefit. I got this help from my child, and she was really able to excel afterward. A final word. ADHD stimming may be done to self-soothe or to increase focus and attention. Rocking back and forth, chewing the inside of the cheeks, and humming are just some of the examples of stimming. It's not necessarily a concern on its own, but it can become a problem if it interferes with everyday functioning. Stimming can be managed with the help of medication, therapy, and additional support and accommodations if needed. Adults may find certain workplace strategies helpful in managing stimming behaviors. Ask your employer about accommodations such as moving to a quieter workspace, work from home, options of course, or using noise-canceling headphones. This will help ADHDers extremely be able to focus better in the space that we're expected to work in. Because one of the things that I noticed for sure, it's very unfair, the expectations on creative people like me. Especially when a lot of us don't even know who we are. We're getting named from our parents at birth. We have the expectation to do well. None of this assists or aids us in figuring out who we are. how we are. We have to learn to parent more spiritually. It helps our children learn and grow inside out versus just worry about the outside. You better do what you're supposed to. Don't make me upset. I don't want to be disappointed. Get good grades. We have to teach our children to value these things, not to please us by doing them only. This could be the big injury, people. Kids are not motivated to do better because it's so much expectation from the parent and not the child themselves wanting it. We have to teach our babies to be hungry for success. And of course, that starts with us. If we're lazy, sitting on the couch, barely clean, don't really housekeep, don't really make good food, don't make homemade food, if we have lazy practices, how do you think that's going to affect our children? For instance, me, I love to bake. I, as a parent, would quickly choose to be home and spend the quality time with my child versus go out to the nightclub. Not coming for anyone that has children and goes to the nightclub, but that plays a part in our children as well. Everything we do, say, and even don't do affects our child and our children. We have to be better role models and be accountable. But in order to do that, we got to know who we are as parents. And a lot of parents don't plan pregnancy. A lot of parents have irresponsible sex. Hey, me too. And then you wind up pregnant. This is not a good way to raise children. Oops, I'm pregnant. We got to figure this out. This is not going to help our little people. We have to do better and start learning to be more intentional. The best way to do that, educate self. Not go and ask, oh, what should I do? Why are you asking them? Are they you? Do they know how you move, think, feel, what your strengths are, your weaknesses? No. You know that. Quit going outside for outside information about you. Simply tap in. And the reason sometimes it's hard to figure out who you are is because you got trauma that you have not unpacked. Matter of fact, you got trauma that not only you're living with and numbing, probably with hypersexual behavior, drugs, alcohol, toxic ego creations. Gotta love that one. For instance, you ever known someone that was a certain way all their life, and then out of nowhere, they got this narcissistic personality, full of ego, and they're trying to sell this character to you as if you don't know who they actually are. Now, I know a lot of people can develop their personalities and be a little bit more than what they used to. Oh, but not when we talking narcissistic. You got to learn what that looks like, because it might be you. Like, I didn't know I was victimizing myself. But of course, I had a lot of injuries that I didn't know as well. I was parenting from a place of fear. That's not a good thing to do either. We have to learn in what way we are ineffective in our lives. And of course, that's going to affect our children. If you don't have ears to hear constructive criticism, guess what? You got a lot of work to do. Because now that means you got to save yourself. You won't go to outside sources because you are highly reactive. Somebody say something that you don't like. Oh, you ready to pop off, fight, curse, argue. See, no one can help you now. Now it's on you. And you owe it to them children that you brought into this world to get it right. Not be overwhelmed, to yell at them, beat them, get out my face, I want my me time. Listen, we could have had our me time if we kept them legs closed or if we used condoms, So let's not come for the kids so much. This is on us. Woman up, man up, put on them grown folk drawers and do what we gotta do. That's all I'm trying to say. I want to see a better outcome for our children. My children, your children. They are the future. Do you really want them to be the ones responsible for us in our old age with the way they don't care right now? Exactly. I'll be back, but I hope this helps. Take care.